have a problem backstage that you need to look over?
Seriously? Feels like there's always something new. So, right. We should be all good now, hopefully. Let's get this started and try not to die. Myths, legends, rumors, and conspiracies, they intrigue us all, as well as being the reason why you don't talk to your weird uncle anymore. Why do these things hold us so? Are there any conspiracies laid against me? Why are they trying to send me to the TV China farm upstate with your Nathan Blazers and your Katie McCoys? Well, I'll tell you something, it's not gonna happen, you hear me? I'm not going anywhere. And if you, got carried away there. Where was I? Oh yes, myths. We are drawn to them because we love both mystery and the pursuit of truth. We just can't help it. Tonight, I will discuss some of these stories, bring them to the light, and see them exposed, truth or lie. And let's begin. First off, the myth of Herobrine from Minecraft. It's a Steve mirror with white eyes. He constructs strange structures and possesses animals. He's supposedly the dead brother of Notch. Is this all true? Well, many say it is. A creepypasta going back to the early days of Minecraft. A story told over and over again. One of the most popular game characters that doesn't actually exist. Fun fact. A little fun thing in the Minecraft fandom. As you can see here, he's just a normal guy, but he's spooky. Which is kind of, I feel like that's a very big trademark in a lot of creepypasta. It's like, what if the normal guy was like spooky? You get that a lot. That happens a lot in like bad SCPs as well. It's like, what if the cutlery wanted to, I don't know, scoop out your insides like spaghetti? And you're like, okay, not scary. So what do you think? Is this guy true? Is this guy real? I think so, just because I think it's funnier. And I don't like Notch. So yeah, that's about it. We'll go on to our next conspiracy here. Now, the Master Hand playing as him. Long rumored to be something you could do in the games after completing some kind of category, some kind of difficult speculation or systems completion. But is there any truth to it? Well, there actually is in Super Smash Bros. Melee. You can play as Master Hand with a glitch by plugging in a controller in the third port and doing some stuff I don't understand. I don't understand how like game systems works, but you got to like select a no name and you have to plus like X and A. There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense. Probably discovered by nerds with no friends. Not that I can relate to that at all. Now, the game will crash if you win as Mr. Hand, Master Hand, which is to say he's very relatable, because I think the universe would crash if I wanted anything ever. Personally, that's because I'm cool like that. He can't really do much. That's the big thing that I in my research, in my arcane tomes and grimoires for this episode. Master Hand actually can't really do anything in these games when he plays him. It's a real thing of like when you play the boss versus when you're fighting him, of like it just doesn't do anything and you can't even win with him. So what's the point of even playing at all? So is there any truth to this? Well, obviously yes. It's a well-documented glitch. Obviously it's true. Why would you think it's not? This is why I'm here, because you viewers are not very smart. Well, let's move on to our next conspiracy here. W.D. Gaster, my boy from Undertale. I should have put that Ness was Sans from the MatPath theory. in here, but W.D. Gaster, he never actually appears in person in any of the games. This is just what people think his sprite is, but we don't know for sure. And he's only talked about in the game if very specific conditions are met. Specific conditions the player can't control without editing the game's file. You need a certain fun value, as it were, for even the NPCs that talk about him to appear. It's said that he is always watching the player as an omnipresent specter hanging over, I forget, is it Frisk in Undertale or is that Deltarune? One of them is Frisk, who knows? Yes, I'm getting a thumbs up that it is Frisk in Undertale. Always watching over our little child, Frisk. Which is kind of creepy when you think about it. Why is this old dead man watching over a little kid? But you know, it's Undertale, and there's monsters abound. He's very popular because of what he implies, I think, for the wider lore of Undertale, being the previous scientist for the royal family before Alphys, the little gay dinosaur. Having supposedly destroyed or metamorphized into an omnipresent form, which I think is interesting. I'm always a fan of characters that are kind of scattered across time and space and are always present but not very much able to affect reality. So he's an interesting character to think about, and I didn't put this up here, this is just something I know. It's speculated that W.D. Gaster is actually the, not narrator per se, but the introducing voice for Deltarune when you're creating your character or whatever. He's the one guiding you to take over the soul of the player character in that game. Chris. See, I remember stuff. So that's an interesting thing. W.D. Gaster also is that kind of, I don't want to say Loki archetype, but kind of the thing of a pseudo trickster-esque figure that's maybe working towards his ends goals, and maybe sometimes that aligns with morality or the benevolence, but you can never really pin him down. So I think, is there any truth to W.D. Gaster? I don't know about the sprites. I don't know about necessarily the wider lore, because nothing has been confirmed. But I think that a character carrying those certain traits is for sure appearing in Deltarune and Undertale, and probably will play a bigger part in the upcoming Deltarune chapters. Well, let's move on to our next conspiracy, the Mew truck. A little before my time, because I'm not an old person, but it's said that in Pokemon Red and Blue, there is a Mew hiding under this truck that is not normally accessible. And the reason, there's a lot of reasons this rumor spreads, because you can never, and if you're normally playing the game, you can never see this ledge, you can never see this truck, so why is it there? You know, why did they put it there if you can't normally see it? This area can only be accessed through kind of a glitch. You just had to do some finagling with using surf and whatnot in Red and Blue. Yeah, but I don't think there was anything in the game. From what I'm remembering, there's nothing in the game that points to Mew being under the truck. I think kids just wanted to see Mew and not have it be a special event or be able to get him in the game. Or maybe they just want to see that little cute guy run over by a truck. Kids are sadistic. But it's an interesting rumor. I think it's not obviously not the earliest, but it's one of the earlier urban myths, especially because it arose slightly before pre-internet, or before the internet became what it was, but it became so popular and spread through many circles, which I think it's definitely an interesting thing to look at historically. Not to get off the whole grim dark conspiracy angle, but it's an interesting historical aspect to look at the Mew under the truck case, as it were, because of how it spread and what it meant for the gaming community writ large. And a little fun fact, in later editions of the game, if you were able to get to this truck, you could actually find a rare candy. So that a little reference to the conspiracy or urban myth, as it were, from Game Freak, which we appreciate when developers care about their players, which Game Freak doesn't really anymore. Just saying. Not to be harsh, but I think Scarlet and Violet weren't great games. Anyways, let's move on to our next conspiracy, Mew 3. semi-related to the last one, although obviously a completely different theoretical Pokemon. Said to be the evolution of Mewtwo, which, to point something out, legendary Pokemon would not be able to evolve until Generation 7, I believe, in Alola, with Cosmog and the Moon Bat and the Sun Lion. I can't remember their names. I like those games, but I can't remember their names for the life of me. So it would have been in the first generation, although obviously it's not real, because I'm not stupid, I know when things aren't real. It's said to have been obtained by having a level 100 Mew and Mewtwo, beating the game, beating the Elite Four, completing some other challenges, and then you would leave your Pokemon, go to sleep, and then in the morning you would have found out that your 100 level Mew and your 100 level Mewtwo would have fused into Mew 3, which I think is kind of a bad trade-off, getting two 100 level Pokemons and then only getting one out of it. Not a great trade-off for me, but you know, it's Mew 3. Kind of goofy. We kind of got a Mew 3 when we got Mew 2 Mega Evolutions in Generation 6, as it were. Although they're kind of lame. I think those two Mega Evolutions are not very good. There's some really good Mega Evolutions, like Mega Sceptile is cool, but not these guys. I do love how they gave Charizard 2, because Game Freak cannot stop salivating over Charizard. It's like a money maker. But that's really the end of that conspiracy. There's no code, there's no evidence for its existence, so it just kind of has to fade into the realm of the unsolved. If you're a fan of, well, no one's really a fan of BuzzFeed because it's a bad company, but if you're a fan of Unsolved, then you get what I'm talking about. Okay, let's move on. Our final one tonight, most chilling conspiracy of all, probably the most dangerous and most offensive of all urban myths. You are Mr. Gay. This conspiracy starts in Super Mario Galaxy, where it said there's specific stars. As you can see here, twinkling stars. I can't really see them, but there's twinkling stars in this thing of Super Mario Galaxy that spells out, when you look at them, you are Mr. Gay, which is definitely intentional, not a coincidence. Even though Nintendo claims it is a coincidence. I know where you're at, Nintendo. You're calling us all out. Not cool, Nintendo. But I don't know. Is it true? Viewers at home, is it true? Is this statement true about you? Give us a like in the comments if it's true. Everyone give a thumbs up. Everyone in the control room, give a thumbs up if it's true. We got a lot of thumbs, baby. Anyways, there's a second part of the conspiracy in Super Mario Galaxy 2, both of which I haven't played, by the way, because even though I had a Wii, I was too busy playing Skylanders, man. Skylanders was my jam. Anyways, in the sequel, a similar thing can be found out. It said that there are stars on the letters U-R-M-I-A-Y. And when you turn that around, when you reverse it, this definitely doesn't sound like crazy conspiracy talk. When you turn it around, it means, yeah, I am, are you? That's definitely intentional, guys. This was a conversation between Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. It was a conversation with the first one asking if the second one was gay, or specifically Mr. Gay. And the second one was saying, I am. What about you, buddy? So, really, a gay love story for the ages. But is this true? I say yes, because, you know, Nintendo doesn't care about Americans, so they can't stop me. All right. Well, that's our final conspiracy. We'll move on to our closing statements now. I hope you enjoyed that dive into the primordial darkness. Hopefully I have shed some diluted light upon these mysteries of night. Oh, I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. We will be right back after this advertisement.
Hi, I'm Evan Claymore, and I host Sounds of the Valley at UWBC's TV10 station. If you're anything like me, you love live music. Well, on my show, I take the live music and I give it to you. I take the finest musical talent from the Chippewa Valley area, and I bring it directly to your screen. So if that sounds interesting, check it out at mytv10.uwec.edu or on our YouTube channel at UWEC TV10.
Thank you for joining me tonight. I've got an exciting season prepared for you. Exciting enough to prove my worth. Well, that's all I had for tonight. See you in 2 weeks' time till we meet again.